All right, this is page 2. Okay, just to start off, cubic standard form is ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So basically just order it in highest exponent to the lowest. Okay, and so 1 through 4 wants us to do 3 things. 1, it wants us to determine the product, so that means it wants us to multiply all this out. 2, it wants us to find a relative maximum and minimum. And then 3, it also wants us to give the zeros, okay? And so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to determine the product. So we're gonna multiply all this out. So what I wanna concentrate on are 2 at a time. So I'm gonna do these first 2 and I'm gonna ignore that third one like it's not even there, okay? So I do x times negative 3x and I get negative, I'm gonna scoot over right here, negative 3x squared. And then I'm gonna do this x times that 2. That gives me a positive 2x. I'm gonna do this 2 times negative 3x, which gives me a negative 6x. And this 2 times that positive 2, which gives me a plus 4. Okay, I do have like terms right here, so I'm gonna combine those. This gives me negative 3x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, all this is still in parentheses, and now I'm going to drop down this term so that I can multiply it to all 3 terms here. So now I'm going to do this 2x times negative 3x squared. So that gives me negative 6x cubed. 2x times negative 4x, negative 8x squared. 2x times a positive 4, which gives me a plus 8x. And then I'm going to do 1 times each term. So 1 times negative 3x squared gives me a negative 3x squared. I'm just going to kind of line up my like terms here. 1 times negative 4x gives me a negative 4x. 1 times a positive 4 gives me a plus 4. And then all I did again was just line up my like terms. So in standard form, I have negative 6x cubed minus 11x squared plus 4x plus 4. So this is the product, okay, of each 3 terms that I have. Okay, so that was problem or part 1. Okay, part 2 and 3, it wants us to give the min and max. So I'm just going to write that here, relative min. Okay, and the relative max. And then it wants our zeros. And so we're going to use the calculator for this. I am going to find an ordered pair for the min and max. Okay, really the y value is what we're looking at, but I'm going to go ahead and write out the ordered pair. And then the zeros, we should have 3 zeros. So I'm going to go ahead and do the brackets just like that. Okay, and so this is where in my calculator, if you notice, I've already done this ahead, and I put in the standard form of what I had here. In y2, I put in 0. Okay, when you go to your graph, that's what it looks like. Relative min is this, the bottom of this curve right here. So to find that, second, trace minimum, and then you move that cursor to the left of that curve, anywhere to the left of it. You hit enter 1 time. Then it asks for the right bound. So move it to the right of that curve right there. Hit enter, and then it asks for a guess. So you hit enter 1 more time. Okay, and that gives you negative 1.4. And then the y value is negative 6.7. So negative 6.7. Okay, and again, min, really we focus on the y value, but we can also just write the ordered pair. And then we go ahead and find the maximum. So I'll move a little faster now. So we go second trace max. Again, left bound is to the left of that point, right bound to the right of that point. Guess, hit enter 1 more time, and we get a point of 0.16, or we can just say 0.2. So 0.2 and 4.3, again, the y value being the one of importance. And then I have 3 intersection points there, 1, 2, and 3. And so to find those, second trace intersect, or number 5, and then I'll just go from left to right. So I go to the left one, enter, enter, enter. And again, I just need the x value here. So this one is at -2. And then again, I hit second trace, intersect. This time I move it close to the middle intersection, enter 3 times, and I get -0.5. So -0.5. And then last time, second trace 5, and then move that to the last intersection and hit enter 3 times. And that gives me 0.6 repeating. Yes, so 0.6 repeating. Okay, if you round it up to 0.7, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, so those are the 3 things that it's asking for in the rest of this. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to do 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to show you the multiplication, and then I want you guys to find the relative min and max and the zeros, because I feel like that is one of the easier things that we've done, because it just correlates to what we've done on the calculator. All right, so number 2. Again, I'm just concentrated on these 2 at first. So I'm going to go ahead and FOIL this out. All right, so once I FOIL that out, I get 10x squared plus 14x plus 50x plus 70. Okay, combine my like terms. 10x squared plus 64x plus 70. Okay, this is where I'm going to drop down now the 3x. And then I'm going to multiply 3x times each term inside this parentheses. Okay, and so that gives me, 30x cubed plus 192x squared plus 210x. So this is in standard form for number 2. Okay, again, your job is to find the min, the max, and the zeros. Okay, so you do that. And number 3, this time I only have 2 terms, so I need to FOIL all this out. Okay, and again, whenever I do that, x times 2x squared, I get 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus x. So that was x times each 3 of these terms. Then I do -6 times each 3 of these terms. So -6 times a 2x squared gives me -12x squared. -6 times -3 gives me a positive 18x. -6 times 1 is -6. Again, notice how I kind of already lined up my like terms, so it's easier to combine. 2x cubed minus 15x squared plus 19x minus 6. Again, you find min, max, and zeros. Okay, and then the last one, number 4. This one's a little different because we have this term squared. So this again looks like this, x plus 2 times x plus 2. Okay, because that's x plus 2 squared, so that's what that looks like. And then we are also going to have this one at the end. So I'm just going to concentrate on these 2. So x times x, x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. These 2 are like terms. X squared plus 4x plus 4. Drop that down. Then I need to multiply these 2 terms times all of these 3. So x times each 3 of these terms. X cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x. -2 times all of these gives me -2x squared, -8x, and -8. I've lined them up again so that it's easy to combine. So my final answer in standard form So x cubed plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. Okay, and again, min, max, and zeros.